glucose molecule takes place. So that this pyruvate is entering into the TCA cycle, but not in the form of pyruvate, but in the form of acetyl-CoA. Remember that this pyruvate is does not enter directly in the form of pyruvate, but in the form of acetyl-CoA. And then from TCA, it goes to the electron transport chain, and this process needs oxygen. What happens to that lactate? Lactate may enter into the Cori cycle, and the Cori cycle is something which I told you that from the lactate to pyruvate, it is the process of synthesizing some new glucose from these precursors, which are the non-carbohydrate precursors actually. So these are the fates of this pyruvate molecule, which is produced as a result of glycolysis. Now, what is the link in between the glycolysis, the TCA, and the electron transport chain? The purpose of the oxidation of fuel molecules or the oxidation of the glucose is what? The purpose is to extract, is to obtain some ATPs, some energy from the carbohydrate that we take in our diet. Okay. So this process of energy generation or energy extraction actually has three stages. In first stage, what happens? In first stage, glycolysis breaks down glucose into two molecules of pyruvate. That means the carbohydrate or the glucose which is into the cell undergoes the process of glycolysis, making two molecules of pyruvate. This is the first stage. Second stage, that this pyruvate after conversion into the acetyl-CoA enters the citric acid cycle, where the complete breakdown of glucose molecule takes place. Up to this level, it is not complete, right? Pyruvate and lactate is not complete because it can also give rise to glucose in other way around. So for the complete oxidation, it has to enter into the citric acid cycle. And the third phase is oxidative phosphorylation in the electron transport chain. But after the complete oxidation of this glucose molecule and the reducing equivalent which are generated as a result of this glycolytic pathway or the citric acid cycle pathway, these electrons or the reducing agents has to enter into the electron transport chain where the oxidative phosphorylation takes place, and this is the process. This is the process which generates ATPs, where the ATP synthesis takes place. Remember, we have discussed two reactions yesterday in which there was direct production of ATP, in which there is direct generation of ATP. What these reactions are known as? What these processes are known as? These are known as substrate level phosphorylation. Why we call it substrate level phosphorylation? Because in substrate level phosphorylation जो ATPs प्रोड्यूस हो रहे हैं वो सबस्ट्रेट से प्रोड्यूस हो रहे हैं, वो इलेक्ट्रॉन ट्रांसपोर्ट चेन में जाने से नहीं हो रहे, उनकी ऑक्सीडेटिव फॉस्फोराइलेशन नहीं हो रही, वो देन एंड देयर विद इन द पाथवे सबस्ट्रेट से डिराइव हो रहे हैं, इसलिए हम उनको सबस्ट्रेट लेवल फॉस्फोराइलेशन. While in majority of the pathways, in most of the cases, the ATP synthesis takes place through electron transport chain in the mitochondria. So these were the three phases of the glucose oxidation, by which we can oxidize, we can burn glucose, then make it enter into the citric acid cycle, and from the citric acid cycle, all the NADHs and FADHs which are produced enter into the electron transport chain, which gives us ATP. So this was the overall concept of the oxidation of glucose or the ATP. This is what we studied yesterday, that glycogen जो है stored form है glucose की, तो glucose doesn't matter आप डाइट से आए या एब्सॉर्ब हो ब्लड में या ग्लाइकोजन की हाइड्रोलिसिस से आए, it has to undergo into the glycolytic pathway. It has to be oxidized through glycolysis, and in the process of glycolysis what we get two NADHs, ठीक है. उसमें अगर याद है आपको कल का तो हमने दो NADH प्रोड्यूस किए थे, दो सबस्ट्रेट लेवल ATP. Now what we will discuss today, we will discuss today beyond this point. What happens when this pyruvate actually produced? This pyruvate is actually the key regulatory step in the pathway of the carbohydrate metabolism, right? And it regulates the entry of this pyruvate into where? Into the citric acid cycle. But before entering into the citric acid cycle, this pyruvate has to convert it into acetyl-CoA. And there should be something which convert this pyruvate into the acetyl-CoA. What that thing is? That thing is a enzyme complex which is known as pyruvate dehydrogenase complex या pyruvate dehydrogenase. इसको complex क्यों कहते हैं ये मैं आगे जाके बताता हूँ. But pyruvate dehydrogenase actually converts this pyruvate into the acetyl-CoA. कैसे convert करेगा? If you can see कैसे convert करेगा? If you can see you see two things over here, two NADHs. So that means NADH is dehydrogenase. जब dehydrogenase होता है तो मैं आपको हमेशा बताता हूँ कि dehydrogenases किस टाइप की रिएक्शंस करते हैं? Redox रिएक्शन करते हैं, ऑक्सीडेशन रिडक्शन रिएक्शन. तो that means कि क्या हो रहा है कि पायरुवेट की ऑक्सीडेशन हो रही है by using this dehydrogenase. और दूसरी चीज आपको क्या नजर आ रही है? दूसरी चीज नजर आ रही है कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड. ओके, तो कुछ कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड रिलीज हो रही है, रिमूव हो रही है. So that means what the process of carbon dioxide removal is known as? The process of carbon dioxide removal is known as decarboxylation, right? So what's happening here actually? Oxidation and decarboxylation, and combined collectively we call these type of reaction as oxidative decarboxylation. तो ये pyruvate dehydrogenase basically क्या कर रहा है कि ये pyruvate dehydrogenase pyruvate की oxidative decarboxylation करवा रहा है. जब pyruvate की oxidative decarboxylation होती है तो बनता है acetyl-CoA. Now this acetyl-CoA is not only coming from the carbohydrate. We know that fatty acids can also give rise to acetyl-CoA. हम lipid metabolism पढ़ चुके हैं. अगर आपको कोलेस्ट्रॉल का कीटोन बॉडीज का सिंथेसिस याद हो तो fatty acids give rise to acetyl-CoA, while the amino acids can also produce acetyl-CoA by a variety of series of reactions in which there is transamination, transdeamination reaction which can also enter into the fatty acid synthetic pathway and eventually give rise to acetyl-CoA. So this acetyl-CoA, that means is the entry point into the citric acid cycle or the Kreb cycle. Okay, so every fuel, whether it is protein in the form of amino acid or it is lipid in the form of fatty acid or carbohydrate or the glucose in the form of pyruvate, all of them need to be converted into the acetyl-CoA to get entered into the citric acid cycle. If they are not converted into the acetyl-CoA, there will be no entry into the citric acid cycle. Now, so why do we need to enter? Why do we need to enter this acetyl-CoA into the Kreb cycle? What is the objective behind it? हमने कल ये पढ़ा था कि glycolysis में हमने ऑक्सीडेशन इसलिए कर रहे हैं कि उससे हमें दो NADHs बनाने हैं, दो सबस्ट्रेट लेवल फॉस्फोराइलेशन करनी है ताकि हम सेल को ATPs मिले. The same purpose is for the citric acid cycle. कोई भी फ्यूल citric acid cycle में इसलिए जाता है कि उसकी ऑक्सीडेशन, उसकी कंप्लीट ऑक्सीडेशन हो जाए, उससे कुछ NADHs मिले. ये मैं आपको बाद में बताता हूँ कि NADH का जो है एनर्जी जनरेशन में क्या रोल है, और कुछ FADH मिले और कुछ हमें ATPs मिले. So when I'm not talking about amino acids or fatty acids, so when the pyruvate enters into this citric acid cycle in the form of acetyl-CoA, it gives rise 6 NADHs and carbon dioxide and 1 GTP as well. So this is our purpose, that we need to get some NADHs and FADHs, and so this is the overall scheme. But point to remember is this pyruvate dehydrogenase complex or enzyme is very, very important because it regulates, it link up in between the glycolysis and TCA and regulate the entry of pyruvate into the Krebs cycle, and this is the key irreversible step. This is the irreversible step. Beyond that point, your carbohydrate metabolism is over, your glucose metabolism is over. You cannot convert back acetyl-CoA into the pyruvate. Okay, it is irreversible reaction. Once pyruvate is converted into the acetyl-CoA, it has to enter into the citric acid cycle. Okay. Now, what about this pyruvate dehydrogenase? The enzyme, it is the enzyme that links glycolysis with other pathways. And what's happening in that, जैसे मैंने आपको बताया, दो चीजें हैं. एक तो NADH बन रहा है, that means dehydrogenase redox reaction कर रहा है और कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड रिमूव हो रहा है. तो इस ऑक्सीडेटिव डीकार्बोक्सिलेशन से जो चीज प्रोड्यूस हो रही है वो क्या है? जो चीज प्रोड्यूस हो रही है वो एसिटाइल है. तो इवेंचुअली this pyruvate now becomes acetyl-CoA. And after the conversion of pyruvate into the acetyl-CoA, what happens? It can enter into the various synthetic pathways such as ketones, fatty acids, Krebs cycle itself, etc. So this is the importance of this pyruvate dehydrogenase enzyme. Now, why do we call it a complex? Pyruvate dehydrogenase इसको हम complex क्यों कहते हैं? अच्छा, बताता हूँ आपको. ये बात हम कर चुके हैं. Okay. Let's first talk about its location. This is your mitochondria, which is the most important cellular subcellular organelle. And this mitochondria has, we know that it has two membranes, the outer mitochondrial membrane and the inner mitochondrial. And beyond the inner mitochondrial membrane, it has a matrix, mitochondrial matrix. So these locations are very, very important. Remember, what was the site of glycolysis? Glycolysis was taking place where? Glycolysis was taking place in cytosol. While we are talking about mitochondria. So why is that? Because TCA is taking place in the mitochondria. So that means if the glycolysis is taking place in the cytosol and producing pyruvate in the cytosol, that pyruvate need to be converted into the acetyl-CoA, and that acetyl-CoA need to get entered into the TCA, and TCA is taking place where? In the mitochondrial matrix. So how to transport that pyruvate which is present in the cytosol to the matrix? So let's see. Outer mitochondrial membrane is usually permeable to most of the ions and the molecules, while we know that inner mitochondrial membrane is very strict in that. Inner mitochondrial membrane does not allow most of the ions. It is highly selective for very special molecules or ions. And this inner mitochondrial membrane is also the site of oxidative phosphorylation. When I say that this is the site of oxidative phosphorylation, what does it mean? That this is the site where electron transport chain machinery is available or present, and this is the site where ATP synthesis is taking place. But we will talk about that later on. First, we will talk about the TCA. So remember, this inner mitochondrial membrane is impermeable to most of the ions, and this is the site of the oxidative phosphorylation or the ETC. What about this matrix? This matrix is actually the site where the pyruvate dehydrogenase complex is located, somewhere here. Somewhere here, the pyruvate dehydrogenase complex, which is an enzyme complex, is present, and this is the site of oxidative decarboxylation. That means if the enzyme complex is present over here, so certainly oxidative decarboxylation of pyruvate is taking place in this location. Okay. Why it is important to have this enzyme complex over here? Okay. Reason being, as I told you, that the citric acid cycle is taking place in the matrix. Okay. While glycolysis was taking place in the cytosol, pyruvate, which is produced somewhere here in the cytosol, is is entering through the outer mitochondrial membrane, reaches to the inner mitochondrial membrane, where this enzyme complex is located. So this is the significance of its location on the inner mitochondrial membrane, because it will take up pyruvate, and pyruvate को लेने के बाद क्या कर देगा, उसकी ऑक्सीडेटिव डीकार्बोक्सिलेशन कर देगा. जब उसकी ऑक्सीडेटिव डीकार्बोक्सिलेशन हो जाएगी तो पायरुवेट किस चीज में कन्वर्ट हो जाएगा, into the acetyl CoA. And acetyl CoA, as I told you, is the start point of citric acid cycle. And citric acid cycle is taking place where? Citric acid cycle is taking place in the mitochondrial matrix. Okay, so this was the importance of this location. Now, why we call it a complex? Why we call it a pyruvate dehydrogenase complex? Because it's a multi-enzyme complex. It's not only a single enzyme. There are other enzymes also present in this complex, 3 in number. I will tell you their names later on. So 3 enzymes present in the pyruvate dehydrogenase complex, and the 5 coenzymes. Coenzymes or the cofactors are something which are needed by the enzyme to make a holoenzyme complex so that they can function properly. What they do? They allow efficient direct transfer of product from one enzyme to the next. Coenzymes ये करते हैं कि जो भी प्रोडक्ट या सबस्ट्रेट यूज हो रहा है उसकी ट्रांसफर करते हैं फ्रॉम वन एंजाइम टू द अदर. किस लिए? क्योंकि इस कॉम्प्लेक्स के अंदर 5 रिएक्शंस, 5 रिएक्शंस हो रहे हैं जो ये 3 एंजाइम्स करवा रहे हैं. तो उन 5 रिएक्शंस को कोऑर्डिनेट करने के लिए यू नीड these 5 coenzymes. What are the names of these enzymes? So they can be designated as E1, E2, E3 for convenience, but their chemical names are pyruvate dehydrogenase, and you have to remember names.